Hey everybody, it's Dry Fire Monday. These videos every week are brought to us by Mantis. I'm very grateful to them for being a sponsor of the channel. This week we actually got out to the range again and we're gonna do some live fire testing. I wanna show you today how I sighted my red dot after having to take it off to do some battery maintenance. And then a couple of interesting things. We had some fun on the range. When we come back, I have a challenge for you this week, a way that you can win a Mantis unit, and we'll talk about how we did last week.
So we're out here filming with our Mantis, and I just replaced the batteries in my RMR, right? So I've been working on that, and one of the things that we noticed was I had a great session of 15 rounds with my Mantis that said my barrel's staying nice and steady. I had a 95 out of 100 on that. But notice that my group here, I was aiming here at the dot, this is a B16, and I was down here, right? So I'm about 2 inches low and about a ½ inch to the left. So what does that tell me? Well, I need to re-zero my dot, right? So anytime you do anything that messes with the zero on your dot, you got to redo it. So guess what? We just grabbed a penny, moved some stuff. So let's take another 10 shots and see what we get. All right, we're live firing. Now, so I'm going to use the Mantis here as well. Not that I think I have to use it, but it's going to tell me if I'm keeping my barrel steady or not. It's going to tell me, you know, now you should be able to do that on your own. Quite frankly, you should be able to call your shots and see where your barrel's moving just by watching your sights. But this is just a verification of that, and I think it's a useful tool. So I moved up about 20 minutes up, and I moved a few minutes to the left, and I think I might need to move left a little bit farther, but let's find out. Okay, here we go. Good. Look at where that shot went. That was about as right as rain goes. 94.2 on the Mantis. So I think maybe we got it dialed in a little bit. Let's verify some more with some more shooting. That one was a little bit low. I pushed that one just a little. So those shots are all fantastic. Let's go take a look. So you can see I'm much more. I had a couple here, one here, one here, one here. So I'm much more. I'm actually going to come up just a little bit more and a little bit further left, and let's take some more shots. Now, again, a little further up because I wasn't over on any of them, which I should be. And then I'm going to come left. I'm going to continue to go left. Yeah, a little bit. All right, let's try it again. It's connecting, it's searching. So I'm just using the Mantis here to help me to understand if my barrel is staying solid, right? So do I have to have this? No, but does it help? I think it does. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see how we're feeling here, if we're getting it. A little high left because my dot was a little high left on that one. And you could actually see that on the score. It was like, you suck. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I threw that one. Felt it. Dud. Bad round. Pretty good shots there. Now you're starting to see that I'm getting where I want to be. Let's keep them going. Feeling good about that shot. That was a great shot. Yeah, I was a little low left there. Yeah, a little right rather. Keep it nice and steady. It's pretty good. A couple more here. Yeah, now we're feeling it. Let's go take a look. Let's stop that. So again, other than the one really bad shot, I shot pretty well. So a couple things I want to always check. I got a really good primer strike on that, so just a dud round, it happened. Now notice after we adjusted, now we're starting to get exactly what we want, right? We're starting to get this nice, easy kind of feel. Rather than them coming down low left, now I'm chewing out the center here, occasionally a little high, a little bit left, a little right. That's exactly what we want to see. So here's a lesson now. I trusted that, you know, I felt like it was good, but actually I needed to adjust my dot quite a bit. Adjusting your dot, I have it sighted now at 10 yards, which is exactly what I want. And now we can go and do some shooting with some confidence. All right, another great drill that on any range, whether you can draw from a holster or not, that I think the Mantis really helps me with is the compressed surprise break. I do this in dry fire. You've shown me do this in dry fire, but now let's do it in live fire and see what that does, because again, we have to press that trigger and do the follow through, do all our marksmanship fundamentals and see it go. So let's see it happen. We're in live fire, VP9, here we go, shooter ready. So really what we're working on here is we're working on our trigger control, right? So we're already out on target, finger on the trigger, we are compressed, ready. We are ready to go, and how much we do. So you notice my time from the beep to the shot is a 1/4 second. Honestly, that's about as fast as you can process and act. I know some people who can do more, don't get me wrong, but that's as good about as I am. Shot a 91.3 in 5 live fire shots, not bad. Let's give another round, let's give another magazine, let's do it again. So if you notice, if you're looking, I'm looking at them, I'm gonna show them on the screen for you because we're recording. I've got, you know, oh, gosh, man, nothing below an 89, which isn't bad. I mean, not incredible on 2 of them, but pretty good. I'm okay with it in live fire. Let's try it again. Let's get them a reset. 5 rounds in the gun. Let's give them a go. Shooter ready. Okay, a little bit lower this time, but a little faster. I was working on speed, so 0.22 for this. Let's take a look and see what we got. Again, some good shots in there. And now shot number 4, you noticed 81.7. You're like, oh, John, that shot sucked. I do want to go down and show you something to kind of just look through your shots a little bit. So these ones were from earlier, right, when we were working on some other stuff. And you notice I'm still just a tiny bit low and left. Now, you could say, gosh, John, that's because you're anticipating a little bit. And that could be the case, or we may need to adjust our dot just a little bit more. We'll futz with it a little bit, see what we find. Okay, so another drill we can work at the range, we don't have to use a holster for this one if we don't want to, is using either primary side or support side. You can do both sides here. I am gonna actually start recording my screen again, so then that way it actually sees this. And again, so when I do this, I do a couple things. Number one, as the gun goes in, I tend to take this support hand and I compress in here like I hurt myself. You can stick it in your back pocket, just don't float it out in front of the gun. I don't really care what you do with it. Number two, what I like to do is if I have to go support, you know, it's one-handed, I can just stay in my fighting stance and just drive the gun out there, and there's no problems with that at all. But I kind of like, if I can, to reverse feet, because it gets me over that foot a little bit, drives a little bit more mass behind the gun, and then I like to cant just a little bit. You don't have to do that, but I like to. So let's take some shots and see what we got here. Thumb high. How we doing so far? Okay, so we're averaging 88.5 on those 5. Let's keep going. Cool, 10 shots. Primary hand only. We averaged 85.2 in live fire, so that's done. That's not bad. I do want to show you something here. This is my dry fire frame. So you guys probably know I have two VP9s I have for quite some time. And this is my dry fire frame. It's got the Mantis on it. This is my live fire frame. I want you to hear the difference. I think I finally got this frame to the place where I started breaking it. This frame's got about 15,000 rounds through it, and I want you to hear the trigger, okay? So this is what I want you to pay attention to. You hear that click and then snap? You hear that? So you're getting this little hang up in there, and I'm gonna have to take it apart and see, and I'll just end up taking it. So again, it's an empty gun. Ready? No snappy snap. Can you hear the difference? So something is starting to go in this gun. It's actually an advantage of having two of them because I can feel this and go, oh, that's not right. But if I only had one, I'd go, is that not right? Is it right? Is something wrong? Yeah, no, the trigger's fine still, the brake, but that little hitch is not right. It's time to start looking at maintenance parts. I think I've finally gotten this frame at about, like I say, about 15,000, 14,000 rounds to the place where it needs some maintenance. 14 out of 50. Yeah. Dang it, missed the last one because I got lazy.
So how'd we do this week in our dry fire? We did really, really well. We had 45 people get through at least 200 dry fire presses this week on the app. And man, I think that's incredible. And I get it, there's probably even more than that. Not everybody has a unit, and that's totally cool. But at least 45 people that we were able to track in the app got a minimum of 200 snaps. That's incredible. Tops on the list this week, Dan the Glock Man with 2,130 dry fire reps. 2,130 reps. Mind blown. If you go look at the numbers, I just barely made 200, so I mean, damn, wow, 2,000 reps is unbelievable. Well done, man. Highest benchmark of the week, Triplet Dad 99 with a 97.9 benchmark for 10 dry fire shots. Whoa, man, that was an incredible 10 shots that you took. Really well done. And we had 70 total people use the app for dry fire this week. And again, I think that's great. I'm finding it is a very helpful tool to encourage me, to make sure that I get my snaps in, to make sure that I get my practice in, and to encourage others. So for everybody that's doing it, rock and roll. All right, this week's drill is strong hand only. So you can load up in the app if you have the app. If you don't, totally cool, right? That's totally no big deal. And again, here's what I want you to do this week. You saw on the range, I talked about how you can either, if you're driving that gun out there and you're doing your fire, you're doing all your stuff, and you might just drop your hand off and just keep firing from right here. Keep doing the same thing. I like to flag my thumb up like this. I also like to get my strong foot a little bit forward and get over on it. I'm going to back up here a little bit so you can see. Get over on it just a little bit and then tilt the gun inward just a little bit. I find that helps me with recoil control. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to get as many reps as you can, strong side only, and feel the difference. If I try this one and I just drop my hand off and put it here on my chest, what does that do for my front sight? What does that do for my numbers? Then instead, if I come over here and I get forward a little bit, I cant the gun in. Sorry, I gotta back up so you can see that on the screen. But if I back in just a little bit and I do that, what did that do? Is that better for you or is that worse for you? So this is a great way to experiment and try different ways. Get 200 of them in this week, strong hand only, and see how it does for you. Want to win a Mantis training system this week? It's a $150 system, and Mantis is giving another one away. Here's how you enter. You go on your social media. It can be on Facebook. It can be on Instagram. It can be on Twitter. It can be on YouTube. I don't care. Wherever you want to do it. And use the hashtag ASP Dry Fire Challenge. ASP Dry Fire Challenge. And you make a video, an Instagram post, whatever the case may be, a picture, whatever it is, about why you need a Mantis unit to help you with your dry fire. Show us doing your dry fire, impress us in some way, and via a completely arbitrary process, we will pick a winner that we think is most awesome, and we will show it to everybody next week, and you will win one. So get after it, everybody. Have a great week. Make sure you're getting out there training. This coming weekend, I am going to the Rangemaster Tactical Conference, so we'll have some content coming up for that in the next couple of weeks. Looking forward to it, guys. Have a great week.